What do you get when you cross 6 roosters, 1 backyard and a wife who's flown the coop? Well, if you ask Gary, he says you'll get a dishevelled man who's losing his mind.
I don't really care what he does with them as long as he gets rid of them, you know.
Gary Roden is losing his mind over a noisy racket emanating from next door. This isn't the problem rooster, it's a ringing we've filmed to highlight the noise we're talking about.
It's all right for a short period of time, but after a while it just wears you down.
The 74-year-old grandfather lives in the leafy outer suburbs of Brisbane, not exactly the place you'd expect to be hearing this throughout the day and night.
The council will let him get as many as he likes.
There they go again.
Yeah, and they...
All day?
All day.
It's 4:30 a.m.
Gary recorded these video diaries to prove what the noise sounds like from inside his bedroom before dawn.
It's 3:12 a.m. New Year's Day.
No wonder he says he needs earplugs to get to sleep. The reason it sounds so noisy is that there's now more than just one cock causing this chaos.
How many roosters does he have now and how much noise are they making?
I counted 6 and they just all get together and harmonise and, you know, it's there all the time, but there's no escape. And
while we're filming inside Gary's yard, a peacock appears on the fence. They too make a racket, but are wild birds. This one chased off by another feathered friend that makes a lot less noise.
How does it make you feel when you're out in your yard and you're just hearing that crowing all the time?
It just takes away the whole feeling of being here, doesn't it? You know, I love this place and I like the peace and the quietness, and when that's just sort of an irritant that's not necessary.
7:29 a.m. Monday the 6th of December 2021, recording from the main bedroom of the house.
Gary filmed this half-hour clip which he provided to us unedited. We watched every second of it and counted every crow. All up 115 rooster crows in just 30 minutes.
It gets my stomach churned up and all that, and it irritates me to a stage where, you know, I'm pretty hard to live with sometimes, you know, and that's probably why my wife moved out.
You heard that right. Gary says his neighbours' roosters have caused his wife to fly the coop.
What did your wife say about those roosters when she was moving out?
Well, she said, you know, when the roosters go, I'll probably come back. That was her words.
How did it make you feel hearing that?
It just made me more angry more than anything.
Gary is the first to admit the sound is turning him a little psychotic.
We can't have a Christmas party here because I know that once these start going and getting repetition, I just don't feel like being here. You know, I feel like I'm just wasting my time here.
His animal-loving neighbours declined our offer to explain why they have so many roosters living next door. Gary Roden has spent the past 7 years going back and forth with Brisbane City Council, writing to various Lord Mayors without any solution to his problem. The most frustrating thing for Gary is that just a few hundred metres that way, in the next council jurisdiction, his neighbour would only be allowed to have 1 rooster, and it would need a permit. Instead, Brisbane City Council requires any nuisance noise to be present for 6 full minutes in any given hour to be deemed a violation.
So if those roosters crowed 100 times in an hour, but that added up in total to less than 6 minutes, that would be allowed?
Yeah.
What do you think of that rule?
Well, you know, it's good if it relates to dogs, but not for poultry. Poultry, you can't train poultry. But with a rooster, it's going to crow when it wants to crow.
Despite the properties being just a few hundred metres from suburbia, Brisbane City Council zones the 1 hectare blocks as rural. The council spokesperson said the noisy neighbours haven't run afoul of any laws.
This residents' complaints have been investigated and no breach of council or state laws has been found.
I think I'd be getting a bit annoyed if I was living next to this all the time.
Well, that's right. It's not comfortable. You know, that's why I close the doors and what have you, and turn the air conditioner on. You don't hear it then.
Gary claims to love most birds. He even keeps pigeons himself. It's just the sound of those roosters that's sending him a bit cuckoo.
Could you ever imagine there could be this much trouble caused by a few cocks?
No, not really. No. And then you think, well, why has he got that? Why has he got to do that? Why has he got to have 6 roosters? He's just doing it because he's vindictive, he's trying to hurt me, or is he really like roosters, you know?
Oh, Gary, what do you think? Should he just chill out or should his neighbours move on their roosters? Speaking from personal experience, I stand with Gary. You can have your say via our poll on our homepage.